All right, everyone. This is the second video for the Thursday, Friday activities. So the first activity is the denotation and connotation worksheet, which looks something like this. So before continuing watching this video, make sure you have all of that done. It shouldn't take all that long. Then once you have that completed, click on All Summer in a Day Literary Analysis, and it'll bring you to a document that looks something like this. So the main learning targets that we're going to accomplish through analyzing Margot is we are going to analyze specific lines of text to determine its figurative and connotative meaning. Again, that's why we want to make sure we do the denotative versus connotative meaning worksheet before this. And then we're going to build on what we did in the previous lesson, and we're going to continue to cite textual evidence to support their analysis about a literary text. So just as a reference, textual evidence does not have to be a direct quote per se. It can be a paraphrase, or it can be a specific reference to a moment in the text. It just has to be very specific in that case and support your answer. Anyways, this worksheet is very sequential, so I recommend maybe pausing this video as you complete each of the tasks that it asks from you. So the first thing that we are going to do is make sure you have your Kami document of the short story up. And what we are going to do is highlight the descriptions of Margot. I'd ask that you use a different color highlighter than you used for the last lesson highlighting activity. And what you're going to do is highlight the descriptions of Margot that help you as a reader visualize who she is. So things that describe what she says, what she looks like, and what she does in the text. And so I'll give you a quick example. Again, the highlighter markup button is right here, as you can see on my screen. And then you can see once you put your cursor over it, it says text highlighter. So click on that and find an example where Margot is being described. So I already found one. It shouldn't take too long. That was Margot's poem read in a quiet voice. So maybe I can highlight something like that. And from here, I can tell that Margot is quiet, and I can already get a picture of who she is and what she looks like, even just from that type of quote. So spend a few minutes just going through this list of word descriptions of Margot and highlight all the descriptions that you see. Now, once you've done that, come back to the first activity here. It says pick 2 keywords from the text that describe Margot. I want you to list them below, each of the 2 words, and then explain each word's connotation. So for example, there's a lot more words that you could have used, but maybe one of the keywords I'd use is quiet. So what I could do is go back here, write out the word quiet, and then explain its connotation, its connotative meaning, what that word makes me think of and feel. Once you have done that, we're going to move on to question 2. And at least 2 sentences summarize in your own words this time, so don't use direct quotes, how the narrator describes Margot. So think of all the key words and phrases that are consistently used to describe Margot and summarize who she is. Who is this character? Then the third question is, based on how Margot is described in the text, take about 3 minutes and draw Margot on a piece of paper. I'm not expecting you guys to be artists or anything here. Just a quick sketch that really of what you visualize when you see Margot based on how the narrator describes her. Then once you've drawn her, I want you to think about, why did you think to draw her that way? What details, what evidence do you have to make you think that this is who she is and what she looks like? Finally, the main task that I'm asking from you guys for this lesson is in this space below, I want you guys to write a big one solid paragraph, so at least 4 sentences, and I want you to answer this pretty open-ended question. Based on what you know about Margot, what do you think happens to her at the end of the story? So you can clearly see that question builds off of all 3 of these questions once you got a deeper analysis of who she is. So again, based on what you know about Margot, what do you think happens to her at the end of the story? Use textual evidence, what you know about her, to answer this, but also like your insight. Why do you think this? So it should be pretty simple to make this at least 4 sentences, because the first thing you're going to do is introduce your paragraph with a clear topic sentence stating your main opinion. So that there you already have one sentence. And then from there, you're going to do something like, I think this because, and then include your textual evidence to support your answer. By doing that, you already have at least 2 sentences. So besides those requirements, as always, please write in complete academic sentences using the CUPS method: capitalization, usage, which is grammar, punctuation, and spelling. And then just to restate this, you need to support why you think this happens to Margot. Whatever you're describing, what you think happens, you need to explain why you think this. So include relevant textual evidence, again, direct quotes or paraphrases are acceptable to support your answers. Again, yeah, specific references up to the text are acceptable as well. And then finally, your response should be in your own words more than the author's words. For example, if you look back at your paragraph and see that it's mostly a quote or not your own words and it's mostly a paraphrase, that's not what I'm looking for. I want it mostly to be your opinion based on what you read, and then use some evidence to support that. Okay, so this is the main activities that are asked. So by class time on Monday or Tuesday, make sure you have this complete as well as the denotation and connotation worksheet complete. If you have any questions, feel free to email Miss Clear or I. All right, thank you guys.